Hi everybody, my name is Phyllis YW. If you want to know what the W stand for, go look me up on my podcast called Spiritology Live, where I bring my book to life in reference to everything you want to know about living in your promised land. But what is this today? This is another platform I have. This is a YouTube audio called Whisper Talk, where I discuss all kind of relationships, whatever I feel my spirit is telling me to do at that time. Who am I? I am a coach, counselor, spiritual mentor. I literally help you find who you are by revising your whisper. That's why this is called Whisper Talk. Now, normally you're going to hear this about every month. In the past, I apologize. I had so many things that I had to do, so many books I had to get out. But what I would recommend that you do is go ahead and listen to How Can I Live Without Him? You're going to find out there's no such thing. The next one is How Do I Love Me? You're going to find out that that's the root of your problem of trying to get people to come and love you only. The next one I had is Do He Love Me? Oh, you got it. That I'm not even going to talk about that because a lot of y'all females are tripping. Okay, because he bought you a candy bar, you think, he loved me. The next one I had is my man verbally abusing me? And a lot of people don't understand verbal abuse usually come before physical abuse. The signs are usually all there. So please go back and listen to those. Now, what I'm going to give you this time usually is going to be under 12 minutes. And I'm going to give you some wisdom. I'm going to give you some of my wisdom. And you say, well, what experience do you have? I have a master's degree in religion and also in holistic counseling. I'm a holistic coach. And my business is actually Self-Whisper. So now that I got all of that out, we're going to dive deep into this. It's going to be a 3-part. The first thing we're going to talk about is, why am I always meeting trash? Let's see if we can cover this real quick. Okay. I would like to go to the scripture that is going to literally be the wisdom that I'm going to give you today. Those of you who have a Bible, or those of you who don't, you can just go ahead and look it up on your online. It's Proverbs 23:7. For as a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. Do you understand that? In his heart, so is he. Basically, you are who you think you are. Hello? So when you say, oh, I am meeting all these men that are trash. You may be a man and said, I'm meeting all these females that are trash. You have a trash consciousness. A lowly consciousness. I'm coming straight out with this. You understand? I want you to digest that. I know you say, oh, nah, I am not. She is not telling me off. Let me turn this off. No, let me explain something to you. Somewhere in your mind, somewhere in your subconscious, because subconscious, you have your conscious, what you see with your 5 senses and all of that, and feel and taste. But you have that subconscious mind, really is the heart. That's your spirit. And when you let things get from your conscious to your subconscious, and literally it will manifest. Then you're walking around and you're saying, I just keep meeting these terrible men. And then you notice, you get rid of one and then you meet another one. What happened is you didn't even release them. You might have released them physically, but did you release them spiritually? That's a whole nother topic. Let me explain it to you. You can get rid of one, or one, in your case, 5 of them came in and they left you. And then you go and you meet another one. The next man, and you say, wait a minute, the same personality, the same tactics, the same game, the same line. I mean, this is just trash. But it's a different face. Hello? You know why? Because you have to revise what somebody did for you. This is why I always say between relationships, and I'm talking to the men too, you should have some space to find who you are and what did that relationship take from you. And then you have to say, hey, do I need to refuel myself? Do I need to revise myself? Because the person could have stripped you to the point you don't think you're worth anything. And trashy people will make you think you will never find me. Oh, come on. You know what I'm trying to say? I'll never find nobody like him. You don't worry about that. That's another topic. The point is, why am I meeting? It's a pattern because you did not cleanse that person out of your spirit. You might have heard psyche. You haven't cleansed them out. So what do, Miss P? And y'all can call me Miss P. Well, first of all, you need a coach. I'm not going to no coach. That's fine. You can get online and go and listen to some of the best motivational speakers like me. And that topics are about relationships. Females, I encourage you to go and get some good information, some good wisdom about relationships. You don't have to go see somebody, but if you really have been traumatized, you might consider a counselor. You might even get a mentor to walk you through relationships. So basically you learn you have a problem, not them. You have to go ahead and pinpoint that issue in your subconscious mind that is manifesting the same people over again. When you change your consciousness or conscious of that person, you will be surprised. But you cannot empty out unless you replace. So you're going to have to find a way to look at some of the mistakes, some of the errors, look at this as a learning experience, and then start writing down. Yes, write it down. You should write it down, make it plain, because your angels are running with it. You understand? Write it plain on a tablet. God tell you that. The reason why you're doing that is because you need to go back and you need to look and say, okay, I know where I made a mistake at, or I know what I don't want. So sometimes, ladies and gentlemen, you don't have to go crazy when you went and got trash, because you can turn around and say, I know what I don't want. So your job now is to go back, find out the issues, find out the pattern of what you're meeting or what you attract. And then you have to say, okay, I don't want that anymore. I'm going to try this. Don't try to fix JoJo. Don't try to fix Sharonda. Don't go do that. You can't do that. Okay? Only thing that you can do is you need to find out what you don't want and what you do want. Write it down. And then you need to have your spirit cleansed. If every conversation you have with your friends and family is about JoJo or whatever, Sherry, you literally need to get your spirit cleansed. If every time you turn around, think of a relationship and you start crying and you can't take it anymore, or you get angry because of what somebody else did to you, your spirit needs to be cleansed. If you have people in your face, a good man or a good woman in your face, and try and start a relationship with you, and you could go but so far because the pain of the last relationships or the last 3 relationships is like, oh, I can't do it. Your spirit need to be cleansed. That's how you know it needs to be cleansed. It need to be cleansed, and the only way you can do that is you have to go ahead and revise it. You have to empty out all the stuff you didn't want. You got to forgive yourself. You got to forgive them, because in the long run, you're going to realize something. That person did you a favor. Don't get mad because you allow somebody to come and repeat history. Don't get upset. It's something that you have to do within your own self. And that's why that scripture says, you thinking in your heart, think of your spirit, think of your subconscious mind. When you cleanse that out, you need to go back and write exactly what you want. Nobody is perfect, but what you want to do is have a realistic idea of what it is that you feel that you is your ideal person. And once you know that, the hardest job after that is going to be in part 2. And the reason why I say that is because I want you to go ahead and go to the next one. So I hope you got something out of this, because at the end of the day, I'm going to leave you with this. If loving yourself is right, you don't want to be wrong.